What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode on EI Entertainment Studios, back at it with another debate episode. Today's debate episode, we're going to be talking about Godzilla 2019 versus Kong ZILLA HYBRID. Now, if this is your first time ever watching a debate video on this channel, what I like to do is I like to open a door that's never been opened before. What do I mean by that? Kong ZILLA HYBRID here doesn't necessarily exist in actual Godzilla movies, so we can say he's not an actual kaiju. So this is where the door comes in. We're trying to open the door, as in we're trying to see if this monster were to be real, what would its backstory be, abilities be, characteristics be, pretty much all the specs be, and most importantly, could it fight against Godzilla and can it kill it? That's the door we're trying to open with this debate video, and that's what we're trying to find out. So here's the plan. We're gonna go over Kong ZILLA HYBRID first, all the specs, details I just mentioned. Same thing with Godzilla himself, and when we're done with these two kaijus, we'll put them up against each other for a death battle. So, without further ado, let's begin with the backstory of Kong ZILLA HYBRID. Kong ZILLA HYBRID came into existence 77 million years ago, when a special species of Godzillas were successfully able to mate with a group of Kongs despite them being different species. And special genomes allowed the process to work, and a hybrid was born, and it would terrorize the original Godzilla forever. I mean, just imagine. Godzilla is a very strong creature, so is Kong. Mixing both of their DNA is a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. We'll find out if that's true. Now, I'm gonna skim over the abilities really quick. We're gonna finish off Kong ZILLA HYBRID, and before we move on to Godzilla, we will definitely do a deep analysis of the abilities. But right now, I'm just gonna do a quick skim so we know what they are, all of them, real quick. So, abilities go as follows. We have the Atomic Breath, Claws, Super Leg Muscles, Reverse Radiation, Lightning Ability, Climbing Ability, and Super Agility. Those are all the abilities that Kong ZILLA HYBRID has. Now, the territorial level of this creature is maximum. The aggression level is maximum. And the biome is Earth. And finally, the height of this creature is approximately 111 meters tall. Alright, okay. That pretty much sums up Kong ZILLA HYBRID, so let's go back to his abilities and let's do a deep analysis and see what each really is. So, Atomic Breath. Obviously, this comes from the DNA of the Godzilla, and nothing special. Just like any other Godzilla, he has the ability to use the Atomic Breath. Claws. Now, Kong obviously has, hands, but doesn't have like reptilian-like claws, and Kong's hands are much more thicker and girthier than Godzilla's hands, right? So getting those two DNAs, having girthier and thick arms and hands, and mixing that DNA into the claws are going to be very thick, girthy, and sharp, jagged claws, which is going to be really good for ripping into the flesh of your opponent. And that's exactly what Kong ZILLA HYBRID has. We could even call him King Kong ZILLA HYBRID, but, Kong ZILLA HYBRID sounds more better in my opinion. Anyways, that's that. Next to the super leg muscles. So yes, Kong ZILLA HYBRID has super strong leg muscles, and when he kicks, he can break a lot of bones and cartilage that his opponent has, and that's going to be a very good offensive and defensive ability at the same time. And that means he can also run really quick and jump and climb and all that stuff too. So it's a good offensive and defensive ability. Okay. This is probably one of the most interesting and if not only the most powerful ability that Godzilla Hybrid has, and that is the reverse radiation. This is interesting. So the reverse radiation goes like this. Godzilla has radiation, he feeds off of radiation, he grows off of radiation as DNA takes in that trait and transfers it onto the offspring. Okay? That's how biology works. Kong doesn't necessarily need radiation, but we do learn that the new Kong, so I'm going to take some aspects from the new film too, the new Kong in Godzilla vs. Kong does take in radiation to grow really, really big. So the body is able to do that. Now, reverse radiation, the body has kind of adapted into a way where it takes in radiation, but that radiation that it takes in is the same exact radiation that their opponent will take in as food and energy to grow and whatnot, right? So what's gonna happen is exactly this. The radiation that Godzilla Hybrid takes in will become deadly when it pours out against the opponent. So basically, when you take in radiation, you're also going to give off radiation. And it's kind of a reverse osmosis type of thing where reverse radiation comes in and it's going to completely make it into a negative thing. And their opponent is going to get damaged just by being next to Godzilla Hybrid. So, there you have it. Very interesting ability. And then we have the lightning ability, so Godzilla Hybrid can attract lightning to go into the hands and out to the hands into the opponent and kind of, lightning strike them. Very simple. He can climb and he has super agility, meaning he's very, very agile, which is going to cause him to fight and hit fast and be all quick all over the place, kind of make his opponents, if they're slow, a bit dizzy, right? Okay. So that pretty much finally and really sums up Godzilla Hybrid. We're pretty much done with him. So a quick thing over Godzilla, and let's get into the death battle, shall we? So Godzilla 2019, it's in the name, came out in 2019. Well, the first design obviously came out in 2014, but it's completely a new Godzilla. It's completely redesigned from the 2014 film. It's Godzilla 2019, Legendary Godzilla. I like to call it Legendary Godzilla Mach 2. But the origins are way different than any other Godzilla ever. 90% of all Godzillas made by Toho Studios, the original Godzilla creators. Godzilla is an abomination, is a cause of nuclear waste, nuclear radiation, or war, and is not meant to be here as an extra thing, and is destroying the Earth and people at the same time. Now, this Godzilla is a natural phenomenon. He's meant to be here. He brings balance to the Earth. So it's actually a good thing. And he's actually, I believe he's gonna go, obviously the film's not out yet, but I believe in Godzilla vs. Kong, he will go against humanity because humanity really messed up the Earth by bringing in Monster Zero into the picture, which was not meant to be into the Earth, and Godzilla will bring balance to the Earth. So he's not an abomination. His origin, he's a giant monster worshipped as a god, and he pretty much rules the Earth as the alpha predator. Now, abilities are also quite simple because of not being an abomination, having like negative radiation all over the body, causing weird defects, because of that having super abilities. That's not the case with this Godzilla. Godzilla 2019 has the atomic breath. He has good agility. He's actually has one of the best agilities I've ever seen within all of the Godzillas. Pretty quick, pretty strong. He can kick, he can punch, he can do some very strong tail whips. Besides that, he has a specific ability that needs a catalyst, whereas in he needs excessive radiation, meaning more radiation than his body already has, and the complete energy of Mothra. So she has to die and give all of her energy. When those two ingredients are combined in Godzilla, he goes into burning mode. We can call it fire mode, but it's confirmed to be called Burning Godzilla mode. Obviously not the same one as the 1995 Burning Godzilla, but has the same name at least. And so he goes into burning Godzilla mode, and he can it's pretty much a big radiation blast of heat, and it just melts everything in its path, and that's how he killed off King Ghidorah. And finally, he is the only Godzilla to date I have ever seen with my own two eyes on screen to survive the Oxygen Destroyer, because he did. So that's pretty much all of the abilities. The territory level is maximum, aggression is moderate, if aggregated he will be on maximum. Biome is Earth, and height is around 100, I believe 119 meters tall. Okay, so he's a bit more tall than Godzilla Hybrid, just a bit. Okay, folks, pretty much those two are now done. We did a deep analysis on both of these kaijus. Now we're ready for the death battle. So, we're there. So this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna do a death battle in two different forms. A close range battle and a far range battle, okay? The reason why I do that is the far range will restrict some of the abilities. And we see, or at least we try to see, how these opponents will be able to fight with some restricted abilities. Or are they dependent on all their abilities, or are they independent on all of their abilities? And we'll see about that. It's a good way of testing. And also, you know, close range is all out, and we're gonna save the best for last. So, for close range, or excuse me, far range, these kaijus cannot be closer than 700 meters apart. So they're going to be stuck at 700 meters apart. We're going to see what abilities Godzilla Hybrid can and cannot use in terms of far range, alright? So let's see. He has the Atomic Breath. Obviously, Atomic Breath is meant to go, you know, far distances, way over 700 meters, so yeah, of course. Claws, no. He has to be next to his opponent to, you know, claw them, so that's not going to work. Super leg muscles, unless he's jumping around for defensive abilities, not offensive, but defensive he can use, but we're not going to include it as offensive, so we're not going to count that. He has reverse radiation, will not work. He needs to be close to the reverse radiation to actually work and have its full effect. That's not going to work. Lightning ability will definitely work. Climbing ability, sure, but only for defensive, and super agility for defensive. So, all in all, with all of the abilities done and combined in, you know, this whole thing, the only thing that he could use offensive is the Atomic Breath and the lightning ability. It's all he can use. Nothing else. Okay. You could do better, Godzilla Hybrid, can't you? Probably not, huh? Alright. For Godzilla, the only thing he can use when it comes to a far distance perspective is the Atomic Breath, right? And the burning ability, right? And the burning ability, and that's it. So, obviously, Godzilla here, being the defender of Earth, I'm gonna assume that he's gonna be the one to kind of be the reason why the battle begins. He's defending Earth, so it's not gonna be like, it's gonna be like Godzilla starting the battle. That's how I see it, against, you know, these two kaijus. And obviously, I see Godzilla using the Atomic Breath. Now, is that going to cause damage for Godzilla Hybrid? Of course it is. Is it going to cause a lot of damage? Not the first time. Over, you know, many hits, I think it will. But over a vast amount of time, it will. But it's going to shock. I think this will shock Godzilla Hybrid. And it's going to do this. It's going to piss him off. Completely. It's completely going to piss him off, okay? And I think as a response, it's going to be an Atomic Breath war back-to-back. This far range, it's going to be a bit boring of a battle to watch because they're so limited, right? Because of the whole far range perspective rule and, you know, all that stuff. So, who can win this? Godzilla Hybrid has the atomic breath and the lightning ability, which the lightning ability is actually one of the most weaker abilities, especially towards the legendary Godzilla. Correct? Legendary Godzilla isn't going to be, affected that bad when it comes to, the lightning ability. It's not going to do that much damage at all. So I think when it comes to far distance, as long as Godzilla uses the burning ability, it's over. It's going to completely kill off Godzilla Hybrid, because Godzilla Hybrid cannot do anything offensively, really. Atomic breath from both sides is not going to cause the most damage because they're going back and forth. It will cause damage, but Godzilla has an ability where he can cancel that out. And when we were assuming that he has both of those catalysts in his body, and when he turns that fire mode on, or we could call burning mode on, Godzilla Hybrid is a toasted monkey on some Panera bread, right? So there we have it. 1-0 in terms of far range for Godzilla. Now let's go to close range. It's going to be a whole different ball game. They can use all of their abilities. All of their abilities, right? So, let's see what they can, or not this way, who's going to be the alpha predator here. Now, Godzilla Hybrid has a higher list of abilities when it comes to Godzilla. And we have to always remember that Godzilla, even though it's not too much, he does have a slight height advantage. Just a slight height advantage, right? And he's very strong. Very, very strong Godzilla. Big, muscular, ready to conquer anything in its sight. I mean, he was neck and neck in terms of fighting with Ghidorah. And with this creature, it's going to be a bit more difficult. Why? Godzilla against Godzilla and a Kong, two both strong creatures, combination is going to mean that Godzilla Hybrid is also going to be very powerful. Super powerful, right? Having Kong's DNA and Godzilla DNA mixed together is a recipe for disaster for any opponent. And so, I think that the reverse radiation is going to be a big, game changer here. When Godzilla goes neck and neck with Godzilla Hybrid, both of them are pouring out radiation after radiation, right? And the reverse radiation is going to suck out all of the energy from G19. And it's going to cause him to be more fatigued during the battle, with Godzilla Hybrid being all strong, jumping all over the place like a monkey, and just punching and kicking the holy hell out of Godzilla 2019. And with that, having the ability of the atomic breath is going to cause a lot of damage. Now, remember, he needs excessive radiation to use the burning ability. The reverse radiation will not allow that. Every time he gets excessive radiation ready to turn on that burning ability, the reverse radiation will just suck it all out within a matter of seconds from Godzilla Hybrid. So he can't use the burning ability. He can only use atomic breath, and Godzilla Hybrid from the closest is going to be very agile, jumping all over the place. It's going to be very hard to get him with that. So by using the reverse radiation, lightning ability, and atomic breath from various locations, from all over the place like a monkey jumping all over the place, I see Godzilla Hybrid winning this battle, and therefore I'm going to give it to Godzilla Hybrid at, now it's going to be 1-0 for close range, so 1-1 total, meaning we're at a tie. So what does that mean? Overtime. Overtime is very simple. We're just going to go over pure abilities and rate it over pure abilities and not look at the monsters. So, Godzilla Hybrid's abilities goes as follows. Atomic Breath, Claws, Super Leg Muscles, Reverse Radiation, Lightning ability, Climbing ability, Super Agility. Godzilla's abilities is the Atomic Breath, Super Agility again, I would call it Super Agility, and he can tail whip, kick, pretty much physical fight. He has the burning ability, and he can survive the oxygen destroyer. The selling point for me is going to be either between the burning ability and the negative radiation, or we could call it the reverse radiation. And I really like that reverse radiation because it's the reason why he won, or Godzilla Hybrid won from close range I'm gonna go with that. So the winner is gonna be Godzilla Hybrid due to overtime 2-1. Obviously, this is just my opinion. You can debate me in the comment section below. Also, requests are gladly accepted. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Stay safe out there, folks.